And good afternoon here from Belleville East on a Wednesday afternoon. Steven Stack with you. We have non-conference play hopefully here for Belleville East as the Lancers will welcome in the Hawks of Waterloo. Gibault, Steven Stack with you. And we begin this one at 4:18 p.m. in a delay. It's currently raining. Had a lightning strike at about 25 minutes ago here from Belleville East, and that's where things stand at 4:20. Just kind of a little bit of a waiting game, but you're following the weather. Looks like things. There's not much of a little bit of a window. We're going to see though and find out. But that's where we're on the air here at 4:20 with the pregame show, and both teams have not had a chance to warm up. I mean, Gibault just got here right before. They got here about 3:30, 3:35. So they've just only been here for about 15, 20 minutes, and Belleville East, obviously they've done a little things, but none of them have taken infield yet and warmed up yet. So there's still, you got to add that on to where we're at with this game being delayed here. But it's raining a little bit. Just had some really a lot of thunder just about a few minutes ago before coming on the air as well. But that's where we are. Gibault and Belleville East is the matchup today. So we'll kind of discuss this matchup a little bit, talk about Belleville East, and we'll go into some bonus coverage like we always do during these delays here for Belleville East. So Belleville East, the Lancers, last time we talked was on Saturday morning. The Lancers had a tough one, 12-1, against a very, very good Father McGivney team who showed that their offense, and he kind of was not surprised with that. They came in averaging 10 runs a game. Their offense has been really, really good. They had a team OBP of 500, and they came in and scored 12 runs, defeating the Lancers 12-1. Belleville started off that game playing pretty well. You saw the Lancers starter, Grady Davis. He first two innings pitched two scoreless innings. He went 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and gave up a leadoff single in the second. Came back, got 3 straight outs, including 2 strikeouts. But in the third inning, that's when the danger hit for Belleville East. 8 runs in that third inning for Father McGivney, and 6 of them came with 2 outs. The offense was really good with 2 outs for Father McGivney. They just kept getting hits, and honestly, they could have scored more. The first out, I believe, or might have been, I think it was the second out actually, after a sac fly. They had a base running miscue and got an out there. I mean, they could have probably scored at least 2 or 3 more, most likely. I mean, we don't know. And take that out away, but they scored 8 in the third. Would add on, score 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, go up 10-0, bottom 5. The Lancers would get a run on the board due to a throw-in error that gets Belleville East on the board 10-1. But 6th inning, Father McGivney comes back, gets 2 more across on it. Again, 3 hits in the inning, and you look at the box score, they had a lot of hits. They actually had 11 hits and also had 6 walks and hit by pitch after that. So you're doing 18 base runners in just 6 innings for Father McGivney, and a lot of the damage done in that third. But they scored 8 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. Belleville East's run comes in the fifth. Only had 4 hits in the ball game. Not many base runners. You saw Father McGivney started. He pitched pretty well at Canaan Camp. He went 6 innings, 5 Ks, 2 walks, 4 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. It was a really good start for Father McGivney. So that was last week. Belleville East had to go on to the next week, turn the week almost into May, but they go into yesterday, and they took on O'Fallon in Southwestern Conference play. If you've been following Southwestern Conference play, it was crazy last week for O'Fallon. We saw Belleville West take a lead in that first matchup on Tuesday. They had a lead, I think it was 3-0. It might have been 4-1, actually, I want to say. I think they're up by 3. O'Fallon came in the top of the 7th, tied the game in the 7th, took the lead going to the bottom of the 7th, and then Belleville West tied it on a balk and won on a walk-off walk. They only lost, so they would win that game, and they just lost the second just by a run. I think it was 7-6 to score in the second game. So the conference has been crazy coming into this week, and Belleville East was, well, let's see if you can do the same thing against O'Fallon. Lancers' offense came back alive after only scoring 1 on Saturday. They ended up scoring 11 yesterday, defeating O'Fallon 11-5. You got up to a 5-0 lead. O'Fallon would score 5 unanswered to tie it at 5, but the Lancer offense kept battling and scored some runs and would end up winning that one 11-5. They scored, I believe, 5 runs in the first inning yesterday for Belleville East. Went up 5-0 after the first inning, and we've seen the Lancer offense continue to strike early. Belleville East this season has scored in the first inning 12 times this year, scoring a total of 46 runs. Out of all 24 games played this season, they're averaging 2 runs in the first inning, the most runs for any inning so far for Belleville East this season. They're also 15-1 now when they score first in a ball game. 15 of their 17 wins have came when they score first. So we'll see if the Lancers, that's kind of what we've seen. It was a little bit like that last year, I believe, too. They had a very good record when scoring first, and well, that helps when you have the first lead. You're able to play a little better You're up front trying to protect it instead of trying not to give up a run and fall behind. But Belleville East now 17-7 after yesterday's win. And I mean, you look at 6-1 in Southwestern Conference play now, and they will resume that series tomorrow with O'Fallon at home. So it comes into today bringing in the Hawks of Gibault, who come on a record of 6-13. They're 1-7 on the road. Gibault had a little bit of a rough start to the season. They ended up starting 0-4, losing to Granite City, Alton Marquette, Jerseyville, and Roxana. The first win came against Cahokia, winning 20-0. But then they would lose another 4 straight ball games, falling New Athens 6-3, Belleville West 7-4, Waterloo 9-6, and Columbia 11-1. They would get another win in a crazy one, defeating Althoff 12-11 before losing another 3 straight to Fond du Bragibity just by 2 runs, 5-3, Waterloo 7-1 and 5-0, and then that would get them to a 2-11 record to start the year. But they're 4-2 in their last 6, as they have after that would win 3 straight ball games, knocking off Sparta 10-0, Redbud 9-8, and Trico 6-4, and they would lose 2 straight to Totopolis 8-6 and Freeburg 6-3. They won their most recent game on Monday against Valmeyer 8-3, which brings them to 6-13, 1-2 in their last 3, 4-2 in their last 6, 5-5 in their last 10. They've played 5 games with common opponents with the Lancers, that being Granite City, Alton Marquette, Belleville West, Fond du Bragibity, and Freeburg 0-5 in that stretch. This offense, they've had some good offensive games. They're coming in averaging just a little under 6 runs per game, 5.84 to be exact, and they're giving up just about 6, a little over 6.5 per game on the season. They're batting .237 with a .387 OBP as a team, .315 slugging. They've hit 2 home runs. They're pitching a 5.40 ERA. They've got up 141 runs, just 93 of them earned, and 120 and 2/3 innings pitched. They have a 6.81 Ks per 7 hitters. They're batting .297 against Gibault pitching. Would like to continue that trend today. They've outscored opponents 65-25 in wins, but they've been outscored 101-37 in losses. They have won all 6 wins for Gibault this season. This came when they score 6 runs or more in a game. 5 of them came when they score 7 runs or more. They're 6-4 when they score 6, 5-1 when they score 7 on the season. They're also 4-0 when they allow 4 runs or less on the year in Gibault. This is going to be the 6th meeting between these two since 2018. The Lancers have won the last 4 meetings, lead the series 4-1. And you go back to last year where the Lancers defeated Gibault on the road in Waterloo. It was a 10-2 win for Belleville East on the road. And that's the largest margin in the matchup history going all the way back to 2011. And since 1999, the Lancers lead the head-to-head series 13-3 with the Hawks of Gibault. Last time the Gibault Hawks knocked off Belleville East, got to go back to 2018 on April 18th. That was a 5-2 win here at Belleville East. Gibault, as a program, is coming in 93-75 since 2018, a .554 win percentage, and they're able to go all the way to the state tournament and win. They would be champions in 2023. That year they went 24-14. Last time they made state was 2019. Before that, they placed second that year, going 27-9. They've actually had some good runs. Speaking of last year, they finished 8 games under 500, 14-22. After starting 2-3, they would finish, you can do the math, 12-19. But in the playoffs, it's where they would get hot. They got the 4 seed in the sectional and started off knocking off 5 seed New Athens 4-3 in the regional semifinal. Then they would win the regional championship 3-0, knocking off the 1 seed Valmeyer, and then would fall in the sectional semifinal to 2 seed Greenfield 3-2 to end their season. But a 93-75 program record since 2018. Here's another stat. In Gibault, they've taken on a few Southwestern Conference opponents over the years. Since 2018, they hold a 6-11 record against Southwestern Conference opponents. They have defeated Belleville West, Belleville East, and Alton. They've lost to West, East, Alton, and O'Fallon in that stretch since 2018. As I mentioned earlier, they have fallen to Belleville West this season. Gibault comes to a record of 6-13, Belleville East 17-7. Again, if you're just joining us here at getting close to 4:30, which would have been the original first pitch. We're currently in a delay, trying to see how this weather will go to see if we can get this one in. But as we're in a delay, we'd like to do it as always. We're going to go into rain delay coverage as always, and we'll come back with any updates. But I've got a lot of stuff in the archives, including this past year's sports trivia tournament, which we're going to go to now. and we'll play that and come back in probably 10, 15 minutes or so as soon as I get an update on the status of this one. But as we speak, coming off here at 4:28 p.m., Gibault Belleville is currently delayed here on a Wednesday from Belleville East. Here's some rain delay coverage. All right, we welcome into our first semifinal game here of our Belleville East Sports Trivia Tournament. We have the reigning champion from last year, Ryan Wiggs, taking on new participant this year, Jeff Creek, who was able to get through the play-in round, and he's in the semifinal. Wiggs, I'll start off with you being the reigning champion from last year. What's your thoughts coming into this tournament trying to defend your crown?
Feels good. I feel like you've changed up some questions and some of the formatting, so I'm not super comfortable with that, but we'll see how it goes.
Creek, what's your thoughts coming in here after a nice little play-in win over Joe Nesbitt?
Feel great. Ready to go. Look at what this guy's dressed like. If I don't win, I got problems.
If I beat you, you'll have to live with this for the rest of your life. You lost to a guy that dresses like this.
Well, you got to live with it from dressing that way.
So, Creek, I know you had some words for Wiggs at the end of your playing game. I mean, how huge would it be for you, obviously, to knock off the reigning champion, but also I know knock off someone that kind of got some strong words for?
I'm not going to refer to him as the reigning champion. He got lucky last year. We'll just see how it goes this year.
Okay. Let's go ahead and hop straight into this, waste no time. I'm going to go ahead and remind Wiggs, obviously, of the tournament, the question format from last year, and Creek, obviously, you being new. So I'll kind of take the minute here to give you the question format. It's kind of like Family Feud. There's going to be 10 answers on the board. It's going to be name the top 10 of a certain category. So let's just give you an example. Let's say it's like name top 10 618 schools that have the most football wins this past regular season. You can go East St. Louis, Altop. They would be probably the number one answers on the board. You guys will take turns giving out answers, and once every wrong answer, you get a strike. Once you get 3 strikes or 3 wrong answers, you're out for that round. And the answers, the number one answer will be worth 10 points. Number 10 answer worth 1 point. And then, Wiggs, I'm not sure. I can't remember last year. I know there was some questions that had about 12 or 13 answers on there instead of 10. I don't know if they were worth, number one answer was worth 10 points. But moving on now, starting with this, if there's a question with 12 answers, let's say it's 12 answers, number one answer is worth 12 points. Okay. So that's just how we're going to start off.
Who gets to go first? But you want the top answers.
Oh, really?
But on the Chat GTP questions, it's kind of hard because you don't know what Chat GTP is going to say.
So you'll go first for the first question.
Because I'm the reigning champion.
You'll go first for the second question.
Oh, I thought it was, going by height, smallest first.
Chat GPT to name the top 12 greatest 618 high schools in the 618 area. And so for the schools, it gave me 2 reasons on why they picked this high school to be the best high school in the 618. If you can name one of those reasons, you'll get bonus points.
Okay, I'll start with Edwardsville High School.
Okay, and why do you got a reason why they were picked?
Academics.
All right, so Edwardsville High School is the number one answer.
Refuse to say them, just so you know.
You're going to have to say some other high schools, Jeff.
And you said strong academic programs, right?
Yeah.
That is also the first reason, so that you get 12 points for that number one answer. Or 14 points, actually. 12 and then plus 2 for the correct reason. Creek, what's...
There's only 2 reasons why?
Yes. If you can name one of them, you get 1 or 2 points.
So one of them's going to be... Okay, I'll say O'Fallon for their academic.
Academic. I'm gonna count that as... that's number 2 answer. I'm going to count that... It says wide range of AP courses. I'm going to go in and count that, so that will be...
Like you should.
13 points.
I'm going to go with East St. Louis for athletics.
East St. Louis for athletics is not on there.
Oh,
yep.
Wow.
Collinsville High School.
Collinsville High School is the number 8 answer. You got a reason why?
Athletics.
That they did not have academics on there, or athletics on there. So they have it as STEM programs is why they have that on there.
Breeze Central for academics. Oh, wow. I'm over 2.
Belleville East for their curriculum.
I'll count that, so that's the number 3 answer. They got a high academic standards.
Got where you worked at?
So that's...
First of all, you said 2 before East also.
Greek, you got 14 points on that one.
I'm going to make the crowd mad, but I guess I'll say Belleville West.
You got a reason?
Sure. Academics again.
They are the number 11 answer
Ooh.
for academics.
I'm
so that
so
is
happy we beat them by that
so that's
much.
4 points.
Father McGivney for their
Ooh.
academics.
Not on there.
Mm.
Creek, you got 1 strike. Weeks, you got 2.
Yeah, so if I miss, I'm out, then, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Got it.
Don't forget about Granite City.
I will not. Highland High School.
Okay. Reason?
Okay, so they're okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say academics again.
I'm going to say farming.
That is number 6 answer. That is they got I'll count that.
College prep.
So that is
I
let's
feel
see.
like academics is gonna be an
12,
answer
11,
for
10,
a lot of
9, 8, 7.
strike. We're both gonna have 2 strikes, just so you know.
I don't care.
Okay.
Alton High School.
Okay. What do you have?
Academics.
Academics as the number 5 answer. And I got academics as the
So
number
what
1
do you think's
reason.
there?
That's right.
Muscuda High School.
Or 10 points.
Steven?
Muscuda High
Give him a
School.
buzzer.
Not on there. You're out.
Mm,
Creek, you
that's-
got 1 strike. Let's see if you can run the board
Yeah,
here.
you got-
Granite City High School.
You got a reason?
Academics.
Well, so they have Granite City on there. I'm not going to say academics just because it's a little more specific engineering and technology
fine.
programs.
I don't need the extra points.
So-
Steven. I'm going to say Triad High School.
That is the number 4 answer. You got a reason.
Academics.
That is correct.
I
As the
know it
number
is.
1 reason.
Hand early. We might. Is there a short game rule?
Let's see here. I'm still thinking, please. I'm going to say Althoff.
No.
Yeah. Mount Vernon High School.
So, all right. So, number 9 was Civic Memorial,
You have a 30-point lead.
known
though.
for a strong community involvement in academic
Okay.
programs. Number 10 was Freeburg.
I
And,
should have guessed.
and
that.
number 12 was Waterloo. The top 10 sports stadiums in the United States ranked by Yahoo Finance. Freak, you're up first. And this is, I'm going to mention
Any
this-
sport?
Any sport. This is going to include college. Just rank. I think it's
So it's
Wait,
not
I'm gonna
ranked financially. It's
No,
just ranked
just
by
ranked
Yahoo
by-
I'm gonna say
Finance. Okay.
that-
The Cowboys Stadium, Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Oh, I would have guessed that too. Okay. It includes college, so I guess well, I'm going to start with the Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl. It's not on there.
Okay.
I already disagree with this list, just so
Yeah,
we're both on the same
I feel like
page.
both of them.
But
Could've
he
been on.
said does include college, so that means there's got to be college on
Well,
there.
that's so.
I'm going to say the Big House at Michigan.
There you go. Number 1 answer.
Okay. All right, I'm going to change sports. Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium is the number 5 answer.
Okay.
Worth 6 points.
I'll say
Yes.
Fenway Park.
Fenway Park is the
That's-
number 2 answer.
Okay. Go with Wrigley Field. Is that on the list?
It is. It is the number 6 answer.
Okay.
The Dodger Stadium, LA Dodgers.
All right, Wiggs, 2 strikes.
Okay. Alabama football.
All right, so the number 3 answer is Notre Dame's football stadium.
we should've got
yeah, I
that.
should have got that.
We should have got that.
Number
That's a
4.
miss.
Number 4 is the University of Cal's football stadium, Los
What?
Angeles
I wouldn't have Memorial guessed that.
Coliseum.
If I had a million guesses.
Number 7 is PNC Park, Pittsburgh Pirates.
Probably
Number 8
wouldn't
is
guess
the
that.
Caesars
I almost
Superdome.
said Superdome.
Yale Bowl at the University Yale football, and number 10 is the Little Caesars Arena of
Could
the
have given me a whole
Detroit
bunch of guesses.
Pistons.
I would.
That
not
is the
have
most
guessed those.
ridiculous list I've ever seen in my life. Anything that's called
40-point
Little
game.
Caesars Arena shouldn't be on there.
The top 8 high schools Belleville East has the worst record against since 2016-2017 school year. And Wiggs, remember the one from last year was the best record. The schools we had the best record
Okay.
against is now worst record. It's been flipped. This is for all the sports. So that's boys and girls soccer,
Okay.
Oh, man.
football, girls and boys volleyball.
Any team sport, essentially.
yes.
Start with Edwardsville. again.
Edwardsville High School is the number 1 answer. And this is about a month or 2
Out of date.
out of date. They are the number 1 answer. We have a
Oof.
241 win percentage against them.
Not great.
That is worth 8 points.
I'll say O'Fallon.
O'Fallon's the number 2 answer, and their win percentage is just a little bit higher at 255.
So
He's on here. Probably shouldn't be on here
oh, good.
anymore.
Thanks for letting us know. I guess just by numbers, I'll go with West.
No. They were on it last year. Or not or for
Oh,
the
for
best
best-
record,
yeah,
so that
you're
was
right.
kind of a
That was a terrible guess.
yes.
Highland.
Highland is the number 4 answer, and like I said, they should probably not be on there because it's 9-19 is our record, and we got 2 wins against them, so it should be.
Might have changed.
Yes.
Still on the list.
What about Triad?
Triad is not on there yet. 2 strikes, Wiggs.
East St. Louis.
East St. Louis is not on
See, I
there.
don't know
Yeah,
what the
because
other
we
sports
beat them in
yet, I
other
know.
sports. Yeah. See there.
Just waiting for an answer.
Yeah.
I
Well,
realize.
I mean, it's
Can we
not
get can we get a timer on it?
realize. I'll say Muscuda.
number 8 answer at a record 11-16.
Barely staying alive.
So that's 1 point.
Althoff.
Althoff is not on there. Creek, you have 2 strikes.
You have a good one.
Maybe. I don't know how good it is really now that I'm thinking about
With
it
only
more.
playing 6 games, I'm gonna say Springfield Sacred Heart.
That's 3 strikes. Creek with 2.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm going to say modern day.
Modern Day is not on there.
We lose to them a lot.
So number 3 is Normal Community.
I would have never guessed that.
Record of, I think,
That would have been a good guess.
4-9. Number 5 is going to be, or actually there's 2 ties at number 6, Rochester and Carterville. And then number 7's Freeburg. So
See, I don't even know we played Rochester and Carterville that many times.
Freeburg, we play in baseball and softball a lot.
But see, I thought
So-
modern day we played them a lot. in
Carterville, I think
volleyball.
we only play softball.
yes,
I think.
and it's only double headers too. That's why they
So-
got on there. Top 10 618 high schools with the most regular season wins in boys and girls volleyball combined since 2018.
618.
Yes, and this is combined.
Okay.
So Creek, you're,
Combined.
Do they have to have boys and girls volleyball?
no, they can. It could just be a school.
But
with,
they're not going to do it if they have 0 of one of them. They won't be on the list if they have
Not
0.
necessarily.
possibly on there.
O'Fallon.
O'Fallon is the number 1 answer with 221.
I'll say East.
East is the number 4 answer with 194.
Edwardsville.
Edwardsville is the number 2 answer with 205, which is worth 9 points.
Is Modern Day any good at boys volleyball?
They don't have boys volleyball.
I know, so they won't be in the top
Well,
10.
will they?
They
That's
might, but they're not going to be.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
If they go to state every
Yeah.
year and win 30
Okay.
games a year,
I guess. Freeburg.
Freeburg is the number 8 answer with 146.
Belleville West.
Belleville West is the number 6 answer with 148.
Breeze Central.
Breeze Central is the number 10 answer.
Man, really scraping the
I'm
bottom.
not,
there.
I'm not getting the right answers.
I will definitely go Althoff.
Althoff is the number 3 answer.
Would
with
you know what goes
196.
on around here?
I feel like he's not. I'm just going to start out. I don't think you've named a single high school that has a boys volleyball program or does not have a boys volleyball
Yeah.
program. Or
First
First of
whatever.
all, Belleville East has a
Or-
great boys
that's it. That's
volleyball
it.
program.
That's but besides
man.
us though, you've named Breeze Central,
Really sucking up
Freeburg.
to the AD, yeah.
You've named
All right, I'll go Muscuda.
Muscuda is not on there.
Modern day.
Modern Day is the number 9 answer.
I mean, if Freeburg's on there.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Breeze Central. Triad.
Triad's not on there.
Is that 2 or 3 strikes?
It's 2.
Triad.
Yeah, I don't know, obviously, much about any of the categories today.
Creek's lead is over double of Wiggs' points, by the way. I mean,
Just like I'm double his size.
I mean,
It's a long. We got at least 3 more categories.
Not if I keep stalling. Alton.
not on there.
Muscuda.
Not on there.
All right, I'm
I
out.
think you already guessed
You
Muscuda.
did already guess
Oh, I did.
Muscuda.
No.
Still counts as a buzzer, though. Highland?
Mm-mm.
East St. Louis.
Not on there. Okay, so number 5 was Alton Marquette
Yeah, see,
with
I
152, and
think
Father McGivney was number
I
7.
almost said Father.
Both private schools.
But when was Father McGivney opened? That's why I didn't
Yeah,
guess
not-
him. I thought they weren't even open.
right at that time, or
See, I
maybe
wasn't sure if it
after
was
that
later
time.
than that, and they just didn't have enough chance to get to.
All
I
right.
would have never guessed Alton.
We're going to go back to ChatGPT for this next one. It's going to stay in the 618 category. ChatGPT to make me list the top 13 greatest 618 athletic programs. So this is not just high school. Now it's athletic programs solely based
So the
off,
high school and the sport.
or just the high school. It's just based off their athletic programs.
Oh, okay.
So Wiggs,
Well, I guess I'll say Edwardsville.
Edwardsville is the number 2 answer worth 12 points. So maybe this is the category Wiggs gets a little
I
comeback going.
Very much doubt it.
O'Fallon.
O'Fallon is the number 5 answer.
Now we're talking. Highland.
Highland is the number 12 answer worth
Not
2
gonna do it.
points.
I already know who's number 1.
Boy, say it.
East St. Louis.
Yeah, this it is. 13 points.
They're
I
just going
was-
to look at state titles.
I was hoping Wiggs would get that to
Great
try
point.
and make this a little close.
Yeah, he didn't, though. Did he, Steven?
He did not. He did not.
I mean, I don't even know what 3 would be state titles. Okay, I'll say Belleville East then.
Belleville East is not on there.
Kind of a shot to us, too.
Yeah, I didn't.
Breeze Central.
Breeze Central is not on
Felt like we
there.
were gonna be on. I'm going to say Granite City.
Granite City's the number 9 answer.
Is that the one?
Collinsville.
That is the number 8 answer.
See, that'd be higher, I would think. West,
Belleville West is the number 3 answer.
What?
but we're not on there. Okay.
Altoff.
Altoff is the number 4 answer.
Modern Day.
Modern Day is the number 13 answer.
Breeze Central.
I already said that.
Is
Okay.
I'll give you another break. I'm gonna give you another break. I will give you another break since that happened again.
Muscuda. I didn't
Muscuda
guess them yet.
is the number 11 answer.
About Centralia.
Centralia is the
Oh.
number 7 answer.
We should have thought of that earlier, probably.
Cahokia.
Cahokia is the number 6 answer. That was kind of the school I
Where'd
was
you
like,
come up with
They
that?
have
think-
track state championships.
I was like,
So you're strictly thinking state championships.
Yeah.
Good.
okay,
Good
okay.
idea. But Granite City doesn't have any state championships.
I don't know why they're on there.
Girls soccer a long time ago.
Number 10 still left. And if
I'm
you
going to
can-
say Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon is the number 10 answer. Oh my goodness. Can you name the top 10 618 high schools with the most regular
Oh, good.
season
Jeff gets to go first.
wins
Excellent.
in football since 2019?
Sounds fun.
I will say
Great
East St. Louis.
East St. Louis is the number 2 answer.
Ooh, 2.
They're tied,
Interesting.
so that's only worth 9 points.
Well, I'll say Edwardsville then.
Edwardsville. Hold on. Edwardsville is the number 8 answer.
I will say Altoff.
Altoff is not on there. I should say this does not include this season.
That would have been helpful.
Sorry. I made these in
Since they were
Since
13
they,
and 0.
since they won every game this year.
I made this in October, so I felt like I shouldn't count it because I'm halfway through the season.
Highland.
Highland is the number 4 answer.
Man, I'm going Muscuda. They've
That would
won
have
a
been
lot.
helpful.
Scoota's not on there.
Oh, you nervous?
No.
It's not. I mean,
Triad.
they are the number 9 answer. Or
I'm going to say Columbia.
number 9 answer.
Centralia.
Not
They're
on
terrible
there.
at football.
That was a bad guess. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that.
I mean, what school are we missing
You
that's
guys-
tied with
I-
Eastside?
I feel like so. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm just gonna throw this out because the game's it's pretty much a big gap right now. I'm just gonna say I feel you're missing one that I know you should get if you think from last year's tournament, sports trivia tournament.
Oh, man. You have a leg up and you're still faltering.
Modern day.
Modern Day
I would've
is the
picked Modern
number
Day.
7
Yeah.
answer. That's the
Number
one.
7.
That's the one I was thinking
Okay.
about.
You did guess Muscuda, and that was wrong. Did we guess Breeze Central?
I don't know.
Can't
You guessed it twice one
I
time,
can't-
so I
I
got
can't remember. I
confused.
guessed Freeburg.
I don't think
that.
we've guessed Breeze Central.
I'll give it a shot. Breeze Central.
Breeze Central's also the number 7 answer. So they're
I
all.
don't know why we're giving the champion the reigning champion.
I mean, it's Kirk, I'm just gonna say it's over. It's pretty much over. mean,
I want to
we're
get
in
it right.
We're in
okay?
garbage time right now.
I want to clean up the category.
Put the subs in. Running clock.
So the other number 7 answer is Murfreesboro.
I would not have guessed.
Oh. Is Rochester and those schools in?
Are they in 618? No, they'd be a different area code, I think.
Like, I would
Once
say
you
like
get Springfield.
Rochester and Sacred Heart
Well,
Griffin.
it's like-
Rochester would have been like above Eastside probably.
Oh, it's up to you to
They
know.
win like 12 a year.
I'm out.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No,
I'd
we're
say,
out. Yeah.
I'd say Rochester, Springfield, Sacred Heart Griffin.
I didn't know they were in 618.
Well, I was
if
gonna
that
say
is
it's up
true.
to you to know geography. So
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's on you if you don't
That's
know.
kind of
Are those
aggressive.
schools on? I mean,
They're
we're both-
not. They're
Okay.
not. Number 3 is Vandalia with 40.
I would have
I
never
would've
guessed
And then the
that.
number tied for East St. Louis for number 2 is Nashville with
Oh,
41.
that one we
yeah.
probably could have guessed.
So I have the final score.
What's the final score?
Ta-
You couldn't break 200, huh?
And welcome back here to Belleville East here at about 4:48 p.m. on a Wednesday. Steven Stock with you. Still in rain delay coverage. We're going to continue that with you. It's going to come back on and let you know where we're at right now. Gibault made their way to the dugout. Now they are leaving, and we are not sure. We're still in the delay. It's obviously it's cleared up right now. As you can tell on your screen, we got it's partly cloudy. The sun's trying to shine through, but from what we're under a tornado watch from what I've seen on my Apple Weather app, and as I mentioned, we have a high chance of rain over 50% over the next hour or two. But we're gonna stay on here and keep things rolling with our rain delay coverage here. And we'll be back in a moment. We're going to continue on here, continue on with our coverage. I had the chance to sit down with new Lancer boys volleyball coach Kim Riley the last Friday. It was our first sit-down interview with her being named as the new head coach. And I want to play a little bit of that for you if you have not had the chance to watch it. It's about a 30-minute sit-down interview and talked about a lot, but we'll have that play here for you. And I hope to be back here in a little bit. Hey, y'all, Steven Stock here. How to be made on Thursday. What kind of happened? All right, welcome back here to Belleville East. Just was about to sign off, and we signed back on to let you guys know that today's game has been canceled with the weather outlook over the next few hours or so. We are expecting some more severe weather, so we are banged for the day. You can follow the BTSH East Lancers and the Lancer Baseball Twitter accounts for updates on a makeup. But for now, we are canceled for today for Gibault and Belleville East as of 4:50 p.m. And Lancers will be back here at home tomorrow against O'Fallon. And once again, I got to say, with weather pinned in, we'll see how that goes with the weather tomorrow with that. But we'll see it next time. I'm going to be out here at Belleville East. I haven't got finalized my schedule yet for next week, but hope to be back here at East sometime soon. But with that, we are canceled for the day, so good luck to Belleville East as they finish out the week. We'll get hopefully out O'Fallon tomorrow. And there's some interesting ones next week in conference play. I know the Lancers are going to be off in conference play. We got some interesting ones, especially with SLU High on Monday. That's the one I want to make it out here for. It'll be an interesting one in that one. But appreciate everyone tuning in here to our rain delay coverage this afternoon. Unfortunate that we can't get this one in, but appreciate everyone tuning in as always. And with that, here on a Wednesday, wish you a good rest of your Wednesday afternoon into early evening, and wish you a good week as well. Until the next time I see you, I'll see you later.